هم الرسل الكرام فسر على منهاجهم تربح وصل عليهم دوما وسلم واهتدي تفلح. أتوا بالنور والرحمة فزاد الظلم والظلمة إله الكون أيدهم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, respected viewers, elders and youth, as we continue our study of the life of Eissa and Mariam in the Noble Quran. Last time we spoke of how Allah sent Jibreel to Mariam, who informed her of a blessed child that Allah can create from a mother without a father. And that is easy for me, as Allah says. Just like Allah created Adam without a father or a mother. Allah says, فَحَمَلَتْهُ فَانْتَبَذَتْ بِهِ مَكَانًا قَصِيًّا. And so she conceived him, and she retired with him to a remote place. Perhaps you're wondering, how did this conception take place? Jibreel alayhi salam, the angel, breathed into her sleeve or into her womb. And we need to have adab with Allah. We have to know that this is easy for Allah to create or to cause a woman to conceive without a man. This is having adab or courteousness with Allah, for He is all powerful. And Allah says in Surah Tahrim, وَمَرْيَمَ ابْنَةَ عِمْرَانَ الَّتِي أَحْصَنَتْ فَرْجَهَا فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِنَا وَصَدَّقَتْ بِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّهَا وَكُتُبِهِ وَكَانَتْ مِنَ الْقَانِتِينَ. And Mariam, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity, and we breathed into her body of our spirit, Jibreel, and she testified to the truth of the words of her Lord and of His revelations, and was one of the devout servants. Mariam was patient. She felt assured of the greatness of Allah and trusted in Him. And you might also be wondering, was this pregnancy 9 months, a full term, or was it in a moment? The majority of the Quranic commentators, the Mufassirin, they say that it was a regular pregnancy, a full 9 months, even though we know that Allah is capable of creating a child in a moment, for He is capable of all things. The Mufassirun, they also narrate that one of the worshippers in the Bayt al-Maqdis, Yusuf, the carpenter, who was close to Mariam, he noticed the signs of pregnancy on Mariam. And he asked her, "O Mariam, is there cultivation without the planting of seeds? Or is there vegetation without water and sun? And is there a child without a father and a mother? Or is there a child without a father?" She replied, "Yes, O Yusuf." He said, "How is that?" She said, "Did you forget that Allah created Adam without a father or a mother?" And so Mariam, she carried the baby to full term, and she was suffering from the pains of childbirth, like all women suffer from weakness. And all those with life in their heart, they feel for her suffering. Imagine Mariam away in the desert, away from family. There's no woman there to help her, no sister, no parents, no doctor or midwife. Allah says, فَأَجَاءَهَا الْمَخَاضُ إِلَى جِذْعِ النَّخْلَةِ قَالَتْ يَا لَيْتَنِي مِتُّ قَبْلَ هَذَا وَكُنْتُ نَسْيًا مَنْسِيًّا. And the pains of childbirth drove her to the trunk of a palm tree. She cried out in her anguish, Oh, would that I had died before this. Would that I had been a thing forgotten and out of sight. She was all alone, and in this desperation, she said, "Whoa, I wish that I had died before this or been forgotten." But suddenly she heard a voice. It was a surprise. It was a voice bringing her good news of strength and help from Allah. It was it the tongue was it Jibreel, the angel? Or was it her son? The majority of commentators, they say it was her son, the baby Jesus, Eissa alayhi salam, who spoke out to her. فَنَادَاهَا مِن تَحْتِهَا أَلَّا تَحْزَنِي قَدْ جَعَلَ رَبُّكِ تَحْتَكِ سَرِيًّا وَهُزِّي إِلَيْكِ بِجِذْعِ النَّخْلَةِ تُسَاقِطْ عَلَيْكِ رُطَبًا جَنِيًّا. But a voice cried out to her from beneath the palm tree, "Grieve not, for your Lord has provided a rivulet beneath you, and shake towards yourself the trunk of the palm tree. It will let fresh dates fall upon you." "Grieve not," said the baby, "for Allah will protect you from the tongues of the people. If Allah is with you, then there is no sadness." And Allah said to Job, to Ayub, when he was sick, "Strike with your foot, and behold, a spring came forth." And here we have another miracle. The newborn says to his mother, "Grieve not, for your Lord has provided a river beneath you, and shake the palm tree so that dates might fall upon you." Imagine a woman in the state. Could she shake a palm tree? Could even a strong man shake a palm tree? But Allah commanded her to take the means, and she did, and she was blessed with ripe dates. Dates that are so beneficial to a new mother. And some commentators, they even mention that it was not the season of dates. And so there is a secret in this for those who reflect, that Allah can provide to those whom He pleases. Then her son said to her, فَكُلِي وَاشْرَبِي وَقَرِّي عَيْنًا فَإِمَّا تَرَيِنَّ مِنَ الْبَشَرِ أَحَدًا فَقُولِي إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لِلرَّحْمَنِ صَوْمًا فَلَنْ أُكَلِّمَ الْيَوْمَ إِنسِيًّا. So eat and drink and cool your eye. And if you see any man, say, "I have vowed a fast to Allah the Merciful, and this day I will not enter into talk with any human being." She would not have to speak. Allah would provide the proof of her innocence. And so Mariam, she came with a newborn to her people. Allah says in the Quran, فَأَتَتْ بِهِ قَوْمَهَا تَحْمِلُهُ قَالُوا يَا مَرْيَمُ لَقَدْ جِئْتِ شَيْئًا فَرِيًّا يَا أُخْتَ هَارُونَ مَا كَانَ أَبُوكِ امْرَأَ سَوْءٍ وَمَا كَانَتْ أُمُّكِ بَغِيًّا فَأَشَارَتْ إِلَيْهِ قَالُوا كَيْفَ نُكَلِّمُ مَنْ كَانَ فِي الْمَهْدِ صَبِيًّا. At length she brought the baby to her people, carrying him in her arms. They said, "O Mariam, O sister of Aaron, you have brought an amazing thing. Your father was not a man of evil, and nor was your mother a woman unchaste." But she pointed to the baby. They said, "How can we talk to a child in the cradle?" As if they were saying, "Are you waiting for this child to speak? How can we talk? How can he talk?" But Mariam alayhi salam, she didn't speak. She just pointed to the child, and she trusted in Allah. And when the accusations of the people stopped, and the people stopped for a moment to listen, Allah made the baby speak. These were his first words, to the people. قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا. He said, indeed, I am the servant of Allah. He has given me revelation and made me a prophet. He said, I am a servant of Allah. He has given me revelation and made me a prophet. He's made me a prophet. If we reflect on these words, Jesus, alayhi salam, his first moments were acknowledging his devotion to Allah, his servitude to Allah, and he never claimed divinity. And Allah says, He has given me revelation and made me a prophet. That is, He was going to be a guide for the people of the Bani Israel. Then Eissa alayhi salam, he continued, وَجَعَلَنِي مُبَارَكًا أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُ وَأَوْصَانِي بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ مَا دُمْتُ حَيًّا وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْنِي جَبَّارًا شَقِيًّا وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيَّ يَوْمَ وُلِدْتُ وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ وَيَوْمَ أُبْعَثُ حَيًّا. And He, Allah, has made me blessed wheresoever I be, and has enjoined on me prayer in charity as long as I live. And He has made me kind to my mother, and not overbearing or miserable. So peace is on me the day I was born, and the day that I die, and the day that I shall be raised up to life again. Dear beloved listeners, it looks like our time is almost over. But since we are speaking about the birth of Jesus, of Eissa alayhi salam, one question that Muslims are often asked is, what does Islam say about Christmas? The scholars say, first of all, that celebrating the birthday of Jesus alayhi salam, or any of the prophets and pious people, was not taught by the prophets themselves or by Prophet Muhammad, and nor was it practiced by the early generations. In fact, true love of the prophets is that we do not add to their teachings, to add holidays such as Christmas, or to change what they came with, because such additions, they lead to a distortion of their guidance. Secondly, the scholars state that the celebrations in Islam, or the Eids, are all in fact celebrations of acts of worship. For example, we have the Eid al-Fitr, which is after the month of fasting and praying in Ramadan. And we have the Eid al-Adha, the Eid that comes during the Hajj, and celebrating the rites of the Hajj. And also we have the weekly Eid, the Friday prayer. And that also is a celebration of coming to the houses of Allah and learning from the scholars about our religion. And thus, our religion teaches us that we celebrate acts of worship and devotion to Allah. As Allah says, وَبِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. And for the bounty of Allah and His mercy, in that we should be happy. Finally, we should say to our Christian colleagues, look how far Christmas has come from the original spirit of Jesus, His teaching of devotion to the afterlife and staying away from worldly things. We see that it has become focused on business and profit. The real way to celebrate the lives of the righteous prophets is by sticking to their original teachings and following in their footsteps and worshipping Allah alone and rejecting the commercialization of Allah's religion. Thus we know that celebrating the birthday of any of the prophets or righteous people is not from the original teachings of Islam. May Allah use us to guide others to truth. I hope that you join us next time for Eissa and Mariam in the Noble Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.